Welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we shall be looking at 10 free items that you can use for your junk journal or scrap booking. If you're just joining me for the first time, thank you so much. And if you know me from my other channel, you are the OG supporter. You're also welcome. So without much ado, please let's dive right in. So I started trying to declutter my space recently. It's been 3 years since I lost my son Arthur, and I noticed I had gathered a lot of papers and other things around the house. So I started my decluttering journey. In fact, I even wrote a book on a little booklet, a handbook on decluttering. But scrolling through my YouTube channel, I came across a channel, Treasure Books. And guys, since I saw that channel 1 week ago, my life has not been the same. I've been so restless. Natasha of Treasure Books, thank you so much. You're doing an amazing job. So let's look at gift bags. Now, if you have old gift bags, any shape, any color, any size, this can be used in your scrap journaling or for your scrapbooks or your junk journal. How beautiful is that one? So that's a colorful one. And I've got another one here. I think it's for birthday, surprise, and hooray. So this could be used as journal covers. They could be used as envelopes. They could be cut out as decorative piece. And also remember to keep or hold on to, remember to keep the tags from your gift bags. We shall also be repurposing or upcycling these ribbons in our journal making. Now I've got this beautiful glitter one. This could also be used as a journal cover or for cutouts, or if you're trying to get like a gold theme on a page, you could absolutely use this. And don't forget, we're also going to use the ribbon. So, and we've got another Merry Christmas gift bag. Now this is another beautiful and colorful one. And like we said earlier, remember, we shall be using the tags as well. We are not throwing anything away. Now I love the handle of this one, and I shall also be using it in my crafts. So permit me, if I'm a bit slow, I'll be tidying up as I go. Yesterday, I tried making a junk journal and I scattered my whole kitchen. So I'm working from the kitchen just now. I'll put that away and we'll move on to the next ones. The next ones we're considering are scrap fabrics. So I've been doing quite a number of sewing projects and I've collected some scrap fabrics. These scrap fabrics could be used for decoration, could be used for pouches, could be used for strips, could be used for even windows. And I'll be demonstrating how we're going to be using this stuff later. Now I've also got this beautiful tartan and I already know what I want to use it for. This would be the cover page, or this would be the cover for my art journal. So I'm going to make an art journal for myself very soon, and I'll be using this after I've turned it into rice paper. This is a piece of cotton fabric, and cotton fabric textures, they are excellent for paper, for rice papers. So I love that one, but I wouldn't be using that today. And I've got another one, leopard skin. This could also be used for decorative strips, for pouches, for ribbons, ephemera, and the rest of them. So I've got more fabric. This was a dress I was sewing for myself, but it never happened, and I've had this for a while now. So this will be going into my junk journaling. We have this flowered material. I would also be using this sometime next week. Like I said earlier, I'm new to the journaling, the scrap journaling, the junk journaling world, but I have been collecting items for at least 10 years and I didn't know why I was collecting these items, and I think now I know why. So that's another one. I've had this for over 2 years. I made some purses from them, and these are some of the leftovers. That one I was sewing. I was doing a sewing project. This also has a nice texture, and we're going to be making some rice papers from this as well. Now let's look at this denim. I would be using denim, or you could use denim for decoration, for pouches, for strips, for badge, for tags. You can use to embellish. You can use them to adorn your journal. Some scrap faux leather here. That's not real leather. This is from a skirt I bought so many years ago. It happens, it's a micro mini skirt. It is very, very short. There's no way I could wear it. So 4 years down the line, I decided to add it into my scrapbooking supplies. So I've been gathering stuff for the past 1 week since I came across treasure books, and trust me, I'm not about to stop. Now I've got laces. Could be used to embellish your journals, could be used as pouches, could be used as pockets. So I love that pattern. So I bought this top from the charity store, I think exactly 5 years ago. I bought it for £1, and I've worn the white top until it is now cream color after passing through the washing machine a lot. So I've decided to add this to some of my scrap journal or scrapbooking. I've got another beautiful pattern, and this would definitely work on the edge of my book. I don't know where I got this from, so I'll be using this as well, maybe today. Okay. Fabric, we're making rice paper out of this one because we're making a journal from this. Now we are moving on to crochet items. So I've gone around, I've seen a lot of videos, but I have not seen crochet items incorporated into journals yet. There might be, but I don't know. So I hope to incorporate some crochet elements into my art journal. So please turn on your notifications as well, so you would know when I do that. Rescue these scissors. Now we are moving on to old canvas. So I just got this revelation yesterday while I was gathering stuff for my junk journaling, and I found some old canvas that I had painted, and I don't like them at all. In fact, I'm embarrassed by this, my artwork. But I have decided to turn them into journal covers or as decorative elements. So that's one of them, and that's another one, because I don't know what I was painting here, but I'm just going to leave that there for now and show you some of the ones I have cut already. So let's have a quick look at them. Now here is one of those canvases. So I just, it's easy to take off like that. Oh, anyways, that's one of them, and I'll show you what I did with that. Let's look at this mini journal I made yesterday and what I did with my canvas. So there you go. That's one of my old canvas. I didn't like it, so what did I do with it? I covered it with an old map, glued it down, and this is also part of the canvas. I made a bookmark, and that's that for the canvas. So you can use old or unwanted canvas. Old magazines, and what we can do with these old magazines. So I've got that trail finder. That's a marketing magazine, and it's for holidays. I already know where I want to go this year. I would love to go to Portugal, so I don't need this to guide me. So I'm going to be using this today, and it's got some cool maps and some nice colors that I believe I could use. Now check this bird out. Imagine being able to cut that, and let me not talk too much, let me not promise too much. We're going to be using these magazines, and I've got another old one here called The Time, and this also has some doesn't really have some cool cutout, maybe the cover, And I could also use the pages for making envelopes. For making envelopes. Is it envelopes or envelopes? For making envelopes. So I've got more Time magazine, and there's a few cool stuff to cut from the magazine. So I would be using this later. And we've got another old magazine. Now, beautiful stuff. I can cut this outrageously good out and just use it in one of the pages. There's so many interesting pages. Let's not go into it in detail. And I've got this manual for my printer, and it is written in German and some of it is written in French. So I'm going to be using those pages that I don't understand the languages. Let's also consider old newspaper. We're going to be using some old newspaper. Let's see, what date was this? This was from June 18th, 2022. So this is at least 3 years old. So I will be using this old newspaper. Let me show you some examples. There's so many elements that I could use from this picture. I could cut just around here and people would be wondering what it is. Now I could also, now when I was cutting this magazine, I tried to cut where there is no write-up, just pictures, so I don't waste that magazine. Also, I don't cut out the menu. I don't really need the pictures because whenever I cook, my food doesn't look like this, so there's no point looking at the pictures. So I've got this side nothing written, this side nothing written, speaking about ethical, you know, ethical whatever. And it's so beautiful. I could use that brown bit for a bookmark, I think, or I could even cut that TV bit out like a picture. Now I've got this old map, not so old but colorful and nice, so I'll be using it as well, and I shall be using this in my envelope making. I've also got some nice cool pictures. My old cash book, I don't use it anymore, so here as well. Now I also have more pages from magazine pages or from magazines, and like I said, I tried to cut where there is no write-up on the other side, so that way the book is not a waste. I don't need these pictures. Like I said, when I cook, it doesn't come out like this, so I don't need the pictures. So that's that. And that's another one without any writing on the front or in the back. And that could also be cut out into a beautiful. And now I've got this as well. Again, it might not make sense just now, but by the time we do one or two things to it, it might add a little bit more life to this. You magazine. So I've had this for so many years. I'm trying to check for the date. Okay, yeah. So this was since April 2022. The first thing I look at is the Sudoku pages. I'm definitely going to be cutting that out to use. Also got that beautiful one. That could also be used. Oh, that's my prison paper. So that's another beautiful side. I'll be cutting some of it out and some of that as well. And oh my god, I've got nice receipts. I could use this as well. These mixed papers. So I've got some craft cards, white, black and brown, and I'll be doing some hand painting on them later. And I've also got like weekly planner. They're aligned for personal use, so I'll be using them in my journal. I've got some ruled notes, and I've also got some more ruled notes, so I'll be using them for the contrast sake. I don't know if you can see them, but they are different in colors. One is white and the other is. Now I've got this little card. I don't know what I'll do with it yet, but I'll decide. This one is the glossy type, so I might be using it for a cover. A plain red card, very big glossy one, so over there. And this one, honestly, I don't know what I was painting here. I painted this 3 years ago. Again, after I lost my son, I don't know what I was doing, but I painted this in that period. So instead of wasting them, and because I want to preserve the memory of Arthur, I'm going to be adding this into my art scrapbook. So my ugly paintings are not going to waste. At least I'm going to be using them for something. Bag of mixed papers. So let's see what we've got there. So I've got this type. I've got my plain sheets. I even said pink, but I never finished adding the pink. So I'm going to be using this as well as this one I showed you. That's it folded in two. That's just for my practice. So folded it in two. I was practicing these envelopes. Another A4 paper folded in two as well. So I don't know what I'll be doing with it, but I started already. So the design outside is similar to the one on the inside. For felt sheets, felt paper, if you may. So this could also be used as a booklet. These are all cut out from magazine pages, papers, and that's one of them. Remember, I was speaking about the scrap lace and what you could do with them. So that's one of the scrap laces I have put onto this just to see, just to have a perspective. Magazine cut out. So something you can use the lace for. I have this Coke box, and this could be cut out and used as a book placemark. It could also be used for layering, and some of it could be cut out for the colors, the shapes. There's some cool stuff here you can use. So if you have old Coke boxes, Pepsi, Fanta, don't throw them out. It will come in handy. This is from Lynx. There's so much to use on this. For instance, I'm going to be using this. I'm going to be cutting it out and using it in my journal. Also, this could be used as a journal spine. Guys, it is sturdy. And if you like, maybe we should use this for a journal spine instead of cutting it out. And we can cut out from the top if we need to. And I've also got the card for it. This could also be used. I can use this thick lace as a cutout or a journal filler. So I'll be using this. And I've got my perfume boxes. Now for these perfume boxes, you can use them as to create your journal cases. So I don't have an example yet. I would have shown you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to try to fit my journal in here. Let's see if it would fit in there, like this little one. Forget about that one. Forget I said. When I'm ready, I'll make that I could use. So you see, I don't need. I'll use my Mogla Cycle card. I'm going to scan the barcode to see. So, Mogla Cycle. Mogla is my favorite perfume anyway. So, this could be cut out to use for sturdiness or for layering. We've got tapes. More tapes. Is that duct tape? That's aluminium foil tape. That beautiful one for my designs. I've got the normal ones. More. The invincible tape. Now let's consider greeting cards. So in our subsequent tutorials, we'll be looking at how we can use greeting cards. I'm not going to be cutting this off because this means a lot to me. And that's another one. And that's another one I got for my birthday. They are really playful, but I'm not cutting it. And that's a Christmas one, and I am definitely cutting this one because I love the dogs and I love the music notes. And old Christmas card can also be used. So So I'll put my cards away. Envelopes, so different sizes, different shapes, and these are smaller sizes but different colors. So this is like almost yellowish. I'll be using that, and I've got the cream colored ones and I'll be using them as well. Also, I've got this old envelope, I'll be using it, and that's also a fancy looking envelope. I'll be using that. And I've got this envelope that came from my A4 papers. Let's quickly consider crafting beads. So this could also be used to embellish the spines, pages, pockets, and as the month progresses, I would be doing a lot of practicals. So thank you for joining me on my junk journaling journey. I've got more beads that I would love to see on my journals, and I can't even wait to see what they look like. Clips, paper clips, and I'll be using them to adorn my journals as well. So I can't even wait to use them. Some yarn. I'll be using yarn for embellishing. In fact, I'll be using crochet items on some of my pages, pouches, and for embellishing my junk journal. Mesh gift bags as well. I don't know if I should call it yarn, but it's durable, and this would also be perfect for our embellishment. A6 cards, and this could be used for embellishments, cutouts, and the rest of them. That's my first paper. Another cute book page. This is a 2023 Christmas appeal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it doesn't even need to be cut at all. So it's a bit together. The cover page. Guys, I'm excited. Just cut.